November 2025 is finally here, and it's the beginning of a pretty big wave of new games. Some have been in the making for years, some already going through a beta, and a few heavy hits ready to pick up for free. Here's over 50 new games you definitely need to try this week. Now here it is. You ever wanted to just lose it in public, but couldn't because, jail? Well, I Am Monkey gets it. You're stuck in a zoo cage while random humans gawk, tease, and feed you like the weekend's entertainment, and eventually making you just want to throw something back. Every encounter in this game swings between hilarious, sad, and kind of deep, like if social commentary were a banana suit. The physics though are just chaotic. Humor sharp, kind of the silence between laughs hit harder than it should, really. It's a game about being trapped, about performing, and about fighting boredom with chaos. Or maybe it's just about being a monkey. Either way, it is brilliant.
Find resources and craft new items as you explore Britannia on your own.
Now, the 7 Deadly Sins region finally locked in a release date. And it's not coming out January 26 next year, it is now set for a December 31st, 2025 release. If you cannot really wait that long for a taste of the action, there is a beta testing on its official website. I've embedded the link in the description. All you really need to do is just enter your email and it's unlocked for you, and you can play this whole thing for like 1 more week. The test, in case you're wondering, gets you a hefty amount of game mechanics, the open world itself, a lot more of course, and for those of you just new here, 7 Deadly Sins region is like if Genshin Impact finally went to the gym and got like a proper story. The world's massive, it's gorgeous and stuffed with side quests, and it is also, free to play, although about 17 gigabytes in size. After about a decade of teasers, beta tests, and probably too many cups of coffee at NetEase, the development team, Racing Master is finally live, at least in a few regions. Not your usual mobile arcade game, of course. You can play the game, of course, globally, and if you haven't yet, let me just tell you, it's a full-blown racing sim with physics that actually make you feel like you're sliding into that hairpin, not just like tapping your screen. The Unreal Engine visuals, check. Lamborghini, Porsche, all the cool toys, check. Real-world circuits that make you forget you're on your phone, double check. Just don't expect to win races without actually knowing what you're doing in this game. This one's for people who like the racing realistic and have definitely had the bragging rights earned. What do you know? Hill Climb Racing is now finally back with a 3rd game. Finally, it's relaunched on the Play Store, and it's basically just that one friend who never grew up but somehow became a millionaire. It's still physics-based, mayhem, bouncing, flipping, and rolling your way through impossible tracks, but now it's online, so you can embarrass real people instead of just yourself. The gadgets are ridiculous in the game, the cars defy science, the physics are just so unhinged you'll swear gravity took a vacation here. Dumb fun in the best way, that perfect mix of skill and pure stupidity that keeps you saying just one more run until your phone battery waves the white flag. Just a really quick mention here for the GOAT itself. Griffline developers just came back with another beta for Arknight's Endfield, because apparently one test wasn't enough to convince anyone this isn't just Genshin with more paperwork here. Now, Beta 2 drops November 28, packing a reworked story. They actually read the feedback this time. And new characters, new combat updates that may or may not make sense. There's also a factory system now, because who doesn't love turning your phone into a second job anyway? Sign up if you want to play early, lose your progress later, and pretend it's not a beta for the next year. Available in its global form as of today, if you've missed it before due to limited regions, Persona 5 The Phantom X is now yours entirely, and it somehow manages to cram the entire Persona vibe, teenage angst, metaphysical mayhem, and jazz music all into your phone without exploding it. It's a very stylish game, moody for sure, and it actually feels like a Persona game, which is pretty wild for mobile, on mobile. It's gacha of course, but not the kind that makes you remortgage your house. The polls are fair and you can play for free just fine. The story starts slow, though, like every Persona ever, but the tone is spot on, of course, and it's all drenched in that Tokyo coolness that you will probably never experience in person. This is actually Persona 5.5, and that is not an insult. Depending on how old you might be watching the video, this may or may not make sense, but either way, He-Man's back, and this time he brought a deck of cards instead of muscles. The new game Battle for Eternia is here to turn your childhood, nostalgia into just a digital card game where He-Man, Skeletor, and friends all fight it out with buffs, spells, and like way too many effects. It's basically Hearthstone but with 80s action figures who got tired of arm wrestling. You can duel other players, climb ranks, and pretend the fate of Eternia's depends on your RNG. It's a pretty slick game, flashy for sure, and somehow both epic and ridiculous, just like the cartoon itself. If you've ever dreamed of quitting your job, buying a big rig, and just disappearing into the American highway system with nothing but bad coffee and better country radio, this is your moment. I mean, if you couldn't find any better one so far. Because Truck Sim USA Evolution is basically therapy on 18 wheels. It's got the new generation graphics, realistic weather, and more chrome than a midlife crisis. You can customize your truck, haul everything from gas to heavy machinery, and just vibe through cities and deserts like a diesel cowboy. They're working on it, so expect a few this and that here and there, but honestly, that just makes it more authentic. It's a very good game. It's about 1 GB in size.
I'm here. Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
Coming in at number 8, it is Bendy and the Ink Machine. First of all, let me just say this, it's a $5 piece mobile game, now for free, on mobiles, both stores for 5 more days to celebrate Halloween. Honestly, there's just something about this game that makes it a standout amongst any other horror game in my opinion. If you haven't tried it yet, you walk in thinking it's gonna be all cute 30s animations and cartoons, and suddenly it's anything but. The puzzles play with your head for sure while you're having a heart attack on the clock catching up to you. The stealth moments keep your adrenaline in check, and that art style is just overall beautifully cursed. It's vintage horror done perfectly right and wrong at the same time. Ultraman Rumble 4, on the other hand, is a pretty classic button mashing brawler we all secretly love sometimes, just trying to be louder and flashier here. With 17 different Ultraman monsters and enough glowing punches to light up a small city, I'd say. The 1-on-1 and 3v3 battles feel like playground fights if everyone involved had superpowers and zero patience, and the card system adds some brain to the brawl as well, letting you tweak abilities for ridiculous combos. It's pretty flashy, it's fast, and easily over the top. Exactly what you'd expect from Ultraman, just cranked up until your thumbs start sweating, like mine. There are moments where we enjoy a game so much we can't really shut up about it. And with Chaos Zero Nightmare, that's kind of more than just the case. It's basically what happens when a gacha game grows a conscience. It gives you all the deck-building depth of Slay the Spire game and the gothic stress management of Darkest Dungeon, but without shaking you down for every single paycheck. You're the captain of a nightmare ship, exploring while juggling politics, insanity, which is the same thing really. Characters feel like a puzzle piece rather than a paycheck trap, and the grind actually feels very good. Chaos Zero Nightmare isn't gacha hell, it is gacha therapy here. Coming up at number 12, it might just be the definition of old but gold. We're gonna be giving it to, I mean, look, you know exactly what you're getting into the moment you read the title. Tactical RPG, mix, and also enough anime waifus to power up a small convention. A tactical RPG to the bone though, with like battles where you're gonna be pretending like you're here for the gameplay and not the physics-defying models. To its credit though, it's surprisingly polished, it's got a flashy combat, lots of events, and PvP that's half skill, half fan service. It's like if Gundam and Genshin had a midlife crisis and downloaded Tinder. You don't play this one in public. Oh, Hagen's back, same folks behind Home Run Clash games, you know, the sports game, but this time they ditched the battlefield for a luxury cruise liner full of these absurdly rich people. This game is actually soft launched in English-speaking regions. This is a board-style adventure that blends storytelling, strategy, and some light-hearted mayhem, lounges, casinos, hidden nukes, and just about a million minigames. It's a casual life disease of a time waster here, with seasons that kind of rotate every 10 days, bringing more content and rewards. It's got daily logins, co-op events, and ranking challenges that keep it lively and more addictive. It's a luxury fantasy that grows a little too fast on you. Number 14, it is Haunted Mech, horror story. And yes, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Ghosts, mysteries, and enough cursed apartments to make you question every Airbnb you've ever booked. You inherit a creepy box from your dead feng shui master guardian in the game, then move into this building where elevator is going to be doing their own thing, and suddenly every shadow is a suspect. You're going to be merging clues, solve puzzles, and figure out if the real horror is the spirits or the people still breathing or something else. It's a slow burn, creepy, strangely clever puzzle narrative game, and exactly the kind of game you want to play with the lights on. Ever wanted to get a job in an oil plant and immediately regret it? Welcome to Raw Concrete, a survival horror game where statues stalk you if you dare look away. It's got big centipedes, they're gonna be chasing you like they're late for work, and you've got a hammer as a best friend. This thing over here, as I've said, is a survival horror game with 2 different endings, plus a secret one if you're clever or lucky. It's a very stressful game, ridiculous and a little hilarious at the same time. Definitely not the subtle game if you're not on the mood, but it knows exactly what it is. A concrete nightmare you're not gonna forget. It's also offline.
Ready. Fight!
And last but not least, if you've ever wanted a fighting game that feels like a RPG on steroids instead, well, Legend Fighter delivers exactly that. Offline, action-packed, and just packed with hundreds of different fighters. Over 100 arenas, you've got the option on summoning allies, leveling them up, smashing heavier. On top of that, the controls are smooth, battles are flashy, and the RPG depth really sneaks up with summoning combos, scans, etc. It's a fighting game, but casual enough to pick up anywhere, but layered enough to get seriously hooked. Instant gratification meets strategic action, pure fighting fun just in your pocket. Believe it or not, this one's actually got crossplay with PCs available.